It was a young Romanian girl. She had just turned 18 when she was trafficked from Romania to Sweden. And I'm sure you all know about the lover boy syndrome. This is a classic lover boy case. She lived under very poor conditions in Romania. She didn't have any family of her own. She lived with her boyfriend and his parents, and they had a 6-month child, even though she was so young. And she was abused and controlled by the boyfriend and her family. And then the lover boy shows up in expensive cars, promising her a better life. He loves her, and they will start a life together. She just has to sacrifice a bit first, he says. And that is, he's found out that they can earn a lot of money by going to Sweden and selling sex. That means selling her. And he also has an older cousin who speaks English and who helps organize everything. So the three of them go to Sweden. She knows she will be selling sex, but she thinks it's for a limited time. The proceeds of this, the sex she's selling, will go to their future, so that they can live together with her son. And the minute they come to Sweden, she told me in court, he stopped talking to me. And she quite soon realized that this was not a love affair, it was a setup. And same day as they arrived in Sweden, there was an ad posted on one of these sites, you know, sextjejer.com, which is very big in Sweden, with photographs of her and the services she offered. And there was all kinds of services. She said in court that she thought she would be selling normal sex, the kind of sex she had with her boyfriend. But in this ad, you can see that she offers everything 24/7. So she's available every day, all times of the every hour. And she didn't speak any English. She had never been outside Romania. She had been to, you probably know this, she was from Craiova, and once she was on a school trip to Bucharest. That was her only trip in her life. So she didn't know anything. She thought she was committing a crime by selling sex in Sweden because the traffickers told her so. So she couldn't go to the police. She was basically shut in different apartments, selling sex to men all times of the day for over 3 weeks before the police found her. And I have two of the investigators here in the audience, and they've done a marvelous job on this case. Finally, the police found her, and traffickers were arrested. And after a short period when she wasn't sure she could rely on the Swedish police, she told the story. And it was clear to us that she had been abused and threatened by the traffickers to sell sex to these over 100 men. And so we started looking at the investigators started looking at the comments of this page, sextjejer.com. And we found one client of hers who had visited her twice in 2 weeks. And after the second time he visited her, he posted a comment, a review on this website. And it's in Swedish. I've translated it for you here. It says, the positive impression from last time was changed into a dull experience, unfortunately. Her has obviously been working hard this last week, tired, unfresh, unconcentrated. Dull new apartment. Suspected trafficking, nothing to recommend. And when I saw this, I thought, this isn't just purchase of a sexual service, this is rape. Because in that period, in July 2018, Sweden had passed a new law on sexual crimes. which states that the basis for all sexual acts should be voluntariness. The limit for what is criminal is if it's voluntary or not. So the one performing a sexual act with someone has to check if the other person is participating voluntarily. Otherwise, if I knowingly that this person is coerced to have sex with me, I'm committing a crime. And so that was the basis for my thoughts when I saw this review. And this was a new legislation. It had never been tested before, but I thought to myself, I'm going to try this. And I think that by posting this review, this person, he knows that she's not doing this voluntary. So we, the police and I, we worked on having a morning raid against this person. So we arrested him and we seized his mobile phones and things like that. And they had done a very impressive investigation connecting him through via IP addresses to him being the one actually posting the comment, and that he had withdrew money to pay for the sex. And it turned out when we seized his telephone that he had also filmed the act. So since he was in court saying, no, I don't think I actually had sex with her, I had to show the film he had taken of this. But the traffickers, they were committed for human trafficking and imprisoned, and also the sex buyer. The court found that he was guilty of negligent rape, not rape. This is a distinction in the Swedish law. It's a bit complicated